Judge blocks Trump admin from detaining Kilmar Abrego Garcia. Imagine being torn away from your family and home, only to be told you have the right to return. That's the reality for Kilmar Abrego Garcia, a Salvadoran man wrongfully deported by the Trump administration. But here's where it gets controversial. A federal judge has stepped in to block the government from deporting Abrego Garcia again, this time ordering him to be placed under ICE supervision in Maryland, where he lived with his family before his mistaken deportation. Abrego Garcia, accused of human smuggling, has been awaiting his release on bail in Tennessee. U.S. District Judge Paula Zinnes intervened, stating that the government must return Abrego Garcia to Maryland and allow him to be under ICE supervision. This decision ensures he's not immediately deported again, giving him a chance to fight his case. And this is the part most people miss. Abrego Garcia's case isn't just about human smuggling charges. It's also about the Trump administration's controversial deportation practices and the legal battles they face when trying to deport someone they claim is a gang member. The judge's order is seen as a rebuke of the government's actions, but Homeland Security Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin disagrees. She called the judge's ruling lawless and insane, arguing that Abrego Garcia is a dangerous criminal who should never walk America's streets again. What do you think? Is the judge's decision a victory for due process or a dangerous precedent for criminals? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Abrego Garcia was deported to El Salvador's notorious secret mega prison despite a court order barring his deportation due to fears of persecution. He was later brought back to the U.S. to face charges in Tennessee. This case highlights the complex legal battles surrounding immigration, gang affiliations, and the rights of accused individuals. Federal judge blocks Trump's deportation plans for Kilmar Abrego Garcia. A federal judge in Maryland has imposed constraints on President Donald Trump's immigration plans, blocking his administration from immediately relocating Salvadorian migrant Kilmar Abrego Garcia to ICE custody pending release from his U.S. criminal case in Tennessee. This ruling, issued Wednesday, orders the government to refrain from taking Abrego into ICE custody during the 72-hour notice period post-release, requiring him to return to the closest ICE facility in Baltimore, Maryland, where he was arrested earlier this year. The judge emphasized that the 72-hour notice period will prevent a repeat of his unlawful detention in El Salvador if third-country removal is considered. She also mandated that both the government and Abrego's attorneys receive immediate written notices of transport plans to a third country, ensuring he raises concerns about removal risks through credible channels. The order highlights the importance of legal safeguards, likening the process to nailing Jell-O to a wall and beating a frustrated and dead horse, as Justice Department officials struggled to provide adequate information due to the Trump administration's claims of underreporting their position. The ruling comes 2 weeks after a multi-day evidentiary hearing where the judge sparred with Trump officials over their proposals for third-country relocation. Zinnes noted the request for more time to release Abrego from federal custody, citing concerns about his legal status in countries such as Mexico and South Sudan. In South Sudan, an ICE officer's testimony was challenged, underscoring the tension between the government's withholding order and the urgency of returning him to the U.S. As the debate continues, the court ruled that the Trump administration must appeal the restraining order to a higher court, citing months of conflicting statements and lack of transparency. The judge stressed that the process lacks finality, noting that the government's actions in previous cases have eroded public trust, reflecting a growing concern about future legal outcomes.